Like C-Roy, I'm at a loss about who the Shane Boyer is, other than the fact that he's the 7th worst Battle at the Berrics competitor ever with an overall score of 465. Hello, and thank you for joining another episode of Dumb Data. In this breakdown, we'll take a look at the best and worst Battle at the Berrics competitors to ever appear in an official match. Before we get started, I'm aware that there was a decent amount of you that voted for Luan Oliveira to get a Battle at the Berrics Spotlight edit. While this breakdown isn't necessarily all about him specifically, you'll see plenty of Luan when we discuss the best ever Battle at the Berrics competitors. So what does it mean to be the best or the worst performer at Battle at the Berrics? Most battles won? Highest consistency? Deepest bag of tricks? Well, why don't we take all three of those aforementioned metrics, add a couple more categories, like a ranking of skaters with the best ratio of landing the deepest bag of tricks, as well as who's landed the most tricks ever, and create a new weighted metric. In other words, if we create a ranking of each of these metrics, then add up the scores, whoever has the lowest overall score would be the person who ranks closest to the top of each category, and is therefore the best Battle at the Berrics skater ever. Make sense? If not, let's start crunching numbers to better understand what's going on. First is the win-to-loss ratio. What percentage of battles have you won in your time as a competitor at Battle at the Berrics? Gathering this info was achieved by adding up total losses with total wins to get an overall number of battles completed. Then we take the total wins per skater divided by total battles completed to get a ratio of success. You can see why this metric alone can't be used to determine who the best skater is, because there's an 18-way tie for first with current Battle at the Berrics 12 competitors who've only ever competed in one match. Even if we remove those 18 skaters, can the win-to-loss ratio alone tell us that Chris Joslin is the best ever with his 84.62% record? Pretty sure PJ Ladd and some other OGs have put in more work than Joslin, who only appeared for the first time in Season 8. Let's keep digging. The second category is the overall trick consistency rate per skater. Getting this statistic requires us to divide the total of each skater's successful trick attempts by the total number of attempts ever made, including makes, misses, and redos. Similar to the last metric, we can see Jerry Sue and Spencer Barton have a squeaky clean 100% success rate with the tricks they've attempted in a battle, not missing once. As we've come to find out, Jerry destroyed Kenny Anderson. Jerry destroyed Kenny Anderson in round 1 of Season 2 and dipped, never to appear in a battle since then. Spencer Barton competed against Tony Mangucci, who landed 8 tricks: an ollie, nollie, fakie ollie, switch ollie, pop shove it, frontside 180, gabble aerial, and thank God at least there's one flip trick, a kickflip. I won't dig into Tony too much about this battle, he's already aware of how bad it went.
Ah, the internet hates me.
If you haven't watched the game already, I got skunked in like less than 10 tricks. I opened with ollies. If you didn't think that was funny, you're the Grinch. It was hilarious. And then I did a pop shove it, and then I did a front shove, and I missed the front shove, and it was just downhill from there. Self-esteem, confidence, sanity, out the window.
But needless to say, Spencer and his 100% success rate, while impressive, are still in the process of competing in the current season. So he'll need to be removed along with any other competitors who are debuting in Season 12. So it's not really a surprise that Chris Joslin, yet again, is topping this list with an 85.15% consistency rate. But there has to be something that Joslin isn't the best at, right? That takes us to the third metric, which is measuring and ranking who's got the deepest bag of tricks. The sheer number of tricks this top 10 list entails is pretty crazy, to be honest. The 10th deepest bag of tricks goes to Seva Krutkov, with 89 different tricks landed, followed by a 2-way tie for 9th place between Eric Costin and Moose, both landing 92 different tricks. P-Rod is number 8 with a bag that's 94 tricks deep. Finally, Joslin isn't number 1 on a Battle at the Berrics list, ranking 7th with 95 unique tricks landed. Number 6 is Mike Moe with 97 different tricks ever landed in Battle at the Berrics. Luan Oliveira is number 5, and as promised, let's take a look under the hood of what he's been up to at Battle at the Berrics with the 99 different tricks in his arsenal. 72.73% of the 99 tricks Luan's landed have a consistency rate of 75% or more. The 27 tricks that are below a 75% consistency rate are at least at 50% or better, except for 4 tricks. But before we look at those 4 tricks, I know someone's gonna say something about the 540s, so let's address them real quick. The switch frontside 540 has been landed twice by Luan and redone twice, so technically he's never missed the trick, but because of the redos his consistency is 50%. No one besides Luan has ever landed a 540 body rotation trick in Battle at the Berrics, except for Christian Vanilla in Season 7 Round 1 against Shane O'Neill when he did it fakie. The second 540 is a board rotation 540 that Luan's landed once and missed once. The fakie 540 shove is the trick that saved Luan from losing to Seva in the Season 11 finals and led to his overall victory of the tournament. Seva landed his dirty 540 shove to give Luan letter T. The death blow from Seva was going to be a fakie 540 shove it, which Luan missed on his first attempt. Somehow, someway, Luan was gifted another chance from the skate gods and rolled away from the fakie 540 shove on his last try, putting a smile on the Chief's face and giving one of Brazil's most beloved skaters the confidence to land the hard flip revert and nollie double heel before chipping away at Seva with a half cab hard flip, switch frontside 360 heel flip, Rick flip, and a half cab inward heel flip. Looking back, that's one of the more exciting battles to go down. Speaking of the switch frontside 360 heel flip, that's one of the tricks Luan's landed with a sub 50% consistency rate. Luan's rolled away from 4 switch front 3 heels, missed 2, and redid 3 to account for a 44.44% consistency rate with that trick. Luan's landed 1 inward heel flip and missed 2, giving him a 33.33% success rate with that trick. Also at 33.33% is the nollie backside 360 heel flip, which Luan's landed once in the Season 10 Round 3 loss to Chris Joslin, and missed twice, once where he was robbed in his Season 4 Round 2 loss to PJ Ladd, and again in his Season 8 Round 3 loss to Cody Cepeda. The last sub 50% trick for Luan is one that he's also landed 33.33% of the time, which, when you think about the fakie 540 shove it being 50% successful for Luan, it's ironic that the fakie 360 shove it has a lower consistency rate. Luan landed a fakie 3 shove once, and it was in the same battle he landed the fakie 540 shove. The remaining 2 fakie 3 shoves were misses back in Season 7. Moving on, and jumping drastically past the 100 trick mark for the 4th deepest bag of tricks is Cody Cepeda, the Season 7 champ, with 109 different tricks landed. Number 3 is someone we will very likely see at the Season 12 finals night if he wins his first round. And that person is Shane O'Neill, landing 110 different tricks at Battle at the Berrics. Number 2 is kind of a surprise, but also not really considering how insane he is at skating, which is Chris Cobra Cole, who's landed 114 unique tricks in his time throughout the competition. I'm guessing you've already figured out number 1, and you would be right if your guess was PJ Ladd. PJ's bag is deep enough to fit 119 unique tricks throughout all the battles in which he's competed, and he has at least a 75% or better consistency rate with 75.63% of every trick he's ever landed. The 29 tricks PJ's landed that fall below a 75% consistency rate are at least 50% successful or better, except for 5 tricks. The nollie late flip is at 45.45%, where he landed 5, missed 5, and redid 1. PJ's landed 3 540 flips, missed 3, and redid 2, giving that trick a 37.5% consistency rate. One of my personal favorites, PJ has landed the half cab inward heel 4 times, 3 of which took place in a championship battle, and one of them gave our king a championship title in Season 6 against P-Rod. PJ missed the half cab inward 5 times and had to redo 2 of them. A controversial trick, PJ's landed 1 fakie impossible on defense against Mike Moe in the Battle at the Berrics 5 championship. Although, was this a fakie impossible? Or a fakie 3 shove? Either way, he missed 2 fakie impossibles on different occasions to give the trick a 33.33% success rate. The least successful trick PJ's ever landed is the switch frontside 360 heel flip, which he missed once, redid once, and landed once, all in the Season 3 Finals battle to beat Shane O'Neill before he went on to lose against P-Rod in the championship. The fourth category used to determine the overall best and worst skater is kind of a wonky one, but it's interesting nonetheless, and it's the percentage of unique tricks landed versus attempted, aka the thoroughness metric or OCD metric. I chose this metric because, unlike overall trick consistency, it tells us how thorough a competitor is at being able to land any trick they've ever attempted. Whereas the former metric gives us a slightly more vague idea of how often skaters are landing their tricks. Using Season 12 debut competitor Kelvin Hoffler as an example, his overall trick consistency rate is 93.75%, because he missed the backside heel flip on offense in his battle against Alex Midler. Thanks to Midler's lack of respect to the game, where he showboats before his turn with a blunt stall, he flubs the nollie heel and gives Kelvin back control. Kelvin attempts the backside heel flip again and lands it, ultimately keeping his overall consistency rate at 93.75% due to the first failed attempt, but improving his thoroughness metric to 100%, because he doubled back and landed the only unique trick he missed. To stay consistent with the other metrics, we need to remove any incomplete competitors from Season 12 and the Jerry Sues of the tournament before breaking down the top 10 OCD skaters. Coming in at number 10 of the most thorough skaters is Ishad Ware, landing 86.73% of the 98 unique tricks he's attempted. Number 9 is Nick Tucker at 86.76%. Followed by Chris Cookie Colburn in 8th at 86.90%. Ranking 7th is Alex Mizarov, who's landed 86.96% of all the tricks he's attempted, and in 6th place is Cody Cepeda at 87.9%. The 5th most OCD skater in battle at the Berrics is Brian Peacock, who's landed 89.19% of any unique trick he tried. 4th is Diego Nájera at 89.86%, and getting the equivalent of an A- at 90% even thoroughness level is Luan Oliveira. Chris Joslin at 93.14% of the 102 unique tricks he's attempted. The 5th and final category measures overall number of tricks ever landed, aka the amount of work you've contributed to battle at the Berrics in the form of a successful trick. Getting this metric is as simple as summing up the total number of successful makes per skater and ranking them accordingly. The 10th most productive workhorse in battle at the Berrics is Chris Joslin, with 430 successful attempts completed throughout his battle at the Berrics career. Number 9 is the Season 4 champ Morgan Smith with 438 successful attempts, followed by Chris Cole in 8th with 447 successful attempts. Luan Oliveira is 7th with 464 successful attempts, and in 6th place is Tom Asta at 466. Seva Krutkov is the 5th most productive battle at the Berrics skater ever with 501 attempts made successfully, and next up in 4th is Paul Rodriguez with 602. The number 3 spot belongs to Shane O'Neill, completing 637 successful attempts. The 2nd most productive skater is Mike Moe at 647 good attempts. And absolutely blowing the competition away is PJ Ladd with 990 successful attempts completed in an official battle at the Berrics match. We've gathered a ranking of 5 different categories, so the best battle at the Berrics skater in theory would have the lowest combined score if we add up the 5 metrics, and the worst skaters in battle at the Berrics would have the highest combined metric scores since they rank so low on each list. For simplicity, we'll label this totaled metric as the overall score. Before we find out who the best skaters are, let's see who's fallen hard to the bottom of this list. It goes without saying that the bottom 10 worst skaters all have a 0% winning record and have only competed in 1 battle. According to the numbers, the 10th worst skater in Battle at the Berrics is a three-way tie for 152nd place between Jack Curtin, Alec Majerus, and Cyril Palmer, who each have an overall score of 463. I have absolutely no clue who Cyril Palmer is and how he made it to Battle at the Berrics. Palmer landed 6 unique tricks, and in the one and only match in which he competed, landed only 54.55% of the 11 different tricks attempted, with an overall consistency rate of 42.86%. Minnesota contest circuit mainstay Alec Majerus shares the exact same stats as Cyril on all 5 metrics. Jack Curtin has a 50% OCD record, landing 7 of the 14 tricks he attempted, and has an overall consistency rate of 43.75%. Like Cyril, I'm at a loss about who the Shane Boyer is, other than the fact that he's the 7th worst Battle at the Berrics competitor ever with an overall score of 465. Shane's thoroughness metric is 53.85%, landing 7 of the 13 tricks attempted, and his consistency rate is 38.89%. Ranking 6th amongst the top 10 worst skaters in Battle at the Berrics is the guy who can ollie up and over anything, Brandon Westgate. His overall score is 470, and Brandon only landed 5 of the 11 unique tricks he attempted, with a 41.67% consistency rate. The 5th worst Battle at the Berrics skater is Josh Kalis, with an overall score of 473. Kalis has the same stats as Brandon Westgate, except for the overall consistency rate being lower at 38.46%. The 4th worst skater at Battle at the Berrics is Daniel Castillo, with an overall score of 475. Castillo landed 4 unique tricks and tried 9, with a consistency rate of 40%. The 3rd worst skater in Battle at the Berrics is Viger van Wageningen with an overall score of 481. Viger landed only 3 of the 8 tricks attempted, which is the least amount of unique tricks attempted by any Battle at the Berrics skater ever, and his consistency rate is an abysmal 33.33%. The 2nd worst skater ever in Battle at the Berrics history is your boy Roy Purdy, who is actually tied with Viger at 481 for his overall score. So he's either 3rd worst with Viger or he's 2nd worst and so is Viger. Either way, Roy landed 4 unique tricks out of the 12 he tried and has a consistency rate of 30.77%. Ranking dead last on the list of every skater to compete as an individual in an official Battle at the Berrics match is Street League skateboarding co-founder Rob Dyrdek, with an overall score of 484 points. Like Viger, Dyrdek's only landed 3 unique tricks in a Battle at the Berrics match, but he's attempted 9 unique tricks and has the absolute lowest consistency rate of anyone, 27.27%. What about the best skaters? Ranking 10th amongst the best overall skaters in Battle at the Berrics is Chris Cole, with an overall score of 91. Cole's landed 114 of the 138 tricks attempted, has a 66.67% winning record, with a consistency rate of 78.28%, and gets a major boost from his 447 successful attempts. Number 9, with an overall score of 90, is Will Thyock, who's landed 66 of the 77 unique tricks he's attempted, is 81.74% consistent with every attempt, has a 62.5% winning record, and is the 20th most productive contestant with 188 successful attempts completed. Ranking 8th overall is Diego Nájera with 89 points for his overall score, landing 62 of the 69 tricks he's ever attempted, winning 71.43% of his battles with a 79.72% consistency rate, and contributing 169 good attempts to the Battle at the Berrics tournament. The 7th best Battle at the Berrics skater ever is Morgan Smith with an overall score of 83. Morgan's landed 82 of the 99 unique tricks he's attempted, has won 68.75% of the battles he's competed in with a consistency rate of 81.87%, and secured 438 successful attempts. Only one spot higher, but drastically dropping the total score compared to 7th, is 6th place Paul Rodriguez with an overall score of 56. P-Rod's landed 94 of the 109 unique tricks attempted, won 73.08% of his battles with an 81.68% consistency rate, and is the 4th most productive competitor with 602 successful attempts contributed. Cody Cepeda is in 5th place with an overall score of 55. Cody's landed 109 of the 124 tricks he's attempted, won 80% of his battles with a consistency rate of 80.09%, and put forth 346 successful attempts throughout his matches. Shane O'Neill ranks 4th amongst the best Battle at the Berrics skaters with an overall score of 52. And apart from Will Fyock, is the only name on this list who hasn't won a title yet. Shane's landed 110 of the 128 unique tricks he ever tried, came out victorious 75% of the time in which he's competed with a consistency rate of 81.25%, and is the 3rd most productive skater with 637 total successful attempts. PJ Ladd is the 3rd best Battle at the Berrics skater ever with an overall score of 44, landing 119 of the 142 different tricks he's attempted, and rolled away 78.13% of the time with a victory while being 83.76% consistent. His 990 successful attempts puts him in a top 10 ranking out of all 5 categories except for the OCD metric where he ranks 28th. Coming in with an overall score of 37 points. Luan's landed 99 of the 110 tricks attempted, won 77.78% of his battles with a consistency rate of 83.75%, and contributed 464 successful attempts. It looks like no matter how you slice it, Chris Joslin is the top dog when it comes to Battle at the Berrics, with an overall score of 33 points. Joslin's 95 unique tricks landed out of 102 aren't anything too crazy compared to the rest of the pack, but his 84.62% winning record and 85.15% consistency rate are serious statistics, and the 430 contributed successful attempts don't hurt. I imagine this list is going to change as Season 12 progresses, and my main takeaway from this is that Shane O'Neill is really due for a title. Johnny Geiger and Jamie Griffin are the currently hyped favorites of this season's tournament, but is Shane O'Neill going to let another year go by where he's better on paper than everyone except 3 of his peers and not emerge as the champion of Season 12? If you enjoyed this analysis of the Battle at the Berrics, best and worst skaters, be sure to check out some of the other number crunching vids on this channel. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell to stay on top of new episodes, and drop a like if you enjoyed this breakdown. See you on the next dumb episode.